binoculars, and what do I see? Jersey Devil, Chupacabra, half a dozen Yeti. But no matter, baby, what I do, I can't seem to find you.
Hey, welcome to Featured Creatures.
I'm Alan.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett. It's our first episode with 3 mics.
And now let's all say it after each other so we can have a stereo panning effect. We're not going to do that.
I mean, I could just add that.
Yeah. Left ear.
Right ear?
I mean, we're recording.
Middle ear.
We're recording.
You don't need to know that's an auditory illusion.
Left nostril.
Left ear.
Left ventricle.
Ugh.
You're coming out of the chest.
I'm going to start today with a story about how much Guitar Center sucks.
Oh boy. This is not a plug-emendation. It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. It's a damnation.
Right,
Guitar Center sucks. That's it.
Just don't go there. We didn't even hear people jamming Chili Peppers and Metallica this time, so I didn't even get that enjoyment.
I don't have any hell stories from Guitar Center myself. I've never had...
I do want to buy like a gallon of fog juice, though, because I want a fog machine.
Go to your local family-owned fog supplier, not Guitar
I
Center.
always forget to buy a fog machine on like Halloween.
Man.
Because like November 1st, everything in that store is fucking priced to move.
Yep.
And I could get a fog machine for like $20.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You eat all the juice and stuff. I would love to
I don't even want it for anything else other than just to have a fog machine.
No,
What?
just having it on my floor just makes me happy.
So then if we do some video streaming, we'll just have the fog machine going the whole time.
Oh my gosh. We got to do a whole like thing set up to like donations. We just like donate to like turn on fog. Exactly, like ground effects. I want all that. I want like, because I've said before, I want to do like a DDR stream with just like green screen and just like superimpose myself over the things, just like no 3D models and just
once we get the equipment to remake Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Oh my god.
Oh, we've got it. Give us the money. Do it.
No,
I would love to remake Creature from the Black
I know,
Lagoon.
we talked about this in our Gilman episode.
So proud.
Alan, people have been asking about the roast.
Oh, yeah. What about?
One of the questions I got was if, let's say, our number one fan, Maha, has, over the term of his Patreon, has given us so far $35.
Yeah.
Once he hits 40, does it count?
No. So this is the thing. The roast is pretty intensive and horrible for you. Great for us. But, it's a $40 in once your life. Just do it. And you can opt out depending on, how much stamina you have for being destroyed on a weekly basis on air.
So it's not a one-time roast. We roast them every episode.
It's until you opt out.
Okay, so they pay us $40 and we just
destroy them weekly
them.
For life.
Oh,
it's
man.
a really good deal.
So
I would do it if I had
should I start like,
self-esteem?
Should I start just posting a PayPal link to, or a Cash App or Venmo link to?
Yeah. Just
like give $40 if we roast you.
And send us a link to your social media too, so that way we have
ammo.
We have material to work with exactly.
Or we'll just dox you and get the real good stuff.
No,
which is probably worse.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. that's the next one. Pay $60, get doxed.
Law enforcement. That was a joke.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a roast.
It's a meta roasting the notion of roasting.
All right. Well, I guess we should get to today's little segment before we start. Today's real weird animal.
I'm interested in
We
this
haven't done one of these in so fucking long.
It's been a long time, since like before Christmas, I think.
And before our horrifying October.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Cue lightning sounds.
damn, I practiced pronouncing this when I did the research, and now I cannot. It's the Etratochoana,
Whoa.
a.k.a. penis snake,
Okay.
All
Interesting.
right.
a.k.a. Manaconda,
Nice.
a.k.a. floppy snake.
Floppy snake. All right.
Its habitat is underground and like waters of Brazil.
Okay.
It's normally between, like, you can find it between 4.3 inches and 63.0 inches.
Whoa.
It's a long pink tube. looks like a dick.
Is it actually a snake?
No.
Okay.
It's a cool kind of animal that I'm ashamed I didn't know about before.
Interesting.
Species of Sicilian. Not
Nice.
Sicilian. Not for people from Sicily, but Caecilian.
Caecilian?
I was pronouncing the AE like aether.
That makes sense.
Sicilians are a group of limbless serpentine amphibians, like
Yeah.
snake
I see.
and snake.
It's like a long salamander.
Yeah, but with no limb.
But with
Yeah,
no limbs. Interesting.
snake salamanders.
The snake-amander.
This kind was discovered.
I have a question. Does this thing have powers?
Kinda. Okay.
I mean, aside from looking like a dog.
It was discovered before, like in the old times. They have the prototype, not the prototype. What's it called when it's the first of a species on display in a museum?
I don't know.
Ah, fuck.
We'll go with prototype. That makes sense.
Unlike most Sicilians have a well-developed right lung and a vestigial left lung.
Interesting.
This thing has no lungs.
Whoa. So the whole body's a lung.
No, because it also doesn't breathe through its skin. Science doesn't know how this thing breathes.
It's like, it must be doing it.
Like it
It's
says,
got blood
due to
brain.
lack of info, it's classified as a data deficient.
All right.
They don't know how it exists.
That sounds like a kind of Kingdom Hearts enemy. I'm just
A
throwing
data
it out there.
deficient?
Yep.
Yeah, you got your nobodies, you got your heartlesses, you got your
Unversed.
the unversed, and your data deficients.
Yep. There we go. There we go. That
And
makes
production delays.
sense. That too.
It's all about them production delays.
It's my favorite.
That's all I really have about the penis snake.
Okay.
The manaconda.
So its power is
No lungs.
somehow it's breathing. Yeah. But we don't know how.
It's got a cool cousin with the other cool name, the Amphibania neglecta. They found one dead. That's all we know. Its power is just being dead and the last one.
Yeah, they
Wow.
recently found a couple more of these things when they were digging a dam.
I see.
Like, fuck.
You're like, oh, what are these weird
More
fleshy
dick
scoop
snakes.
things without lungs? Interesting.
Wouldn't it be great if to appease it you just had to sacrifice a bunch of dicks to it?
I thought you were going to say it's half
Wongburger?
in his pants. You're a madman, Wongburger.
The ship will never fly. And how am I supposed to get home to Dick Planet?
That episode. It's good times.
Here is a picture of the penis snake.
Yes. Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've seen that thing. Okay.
It looks straight up like a dick.
It does look very much.
Except for can get up to 63 feet or inches long.
That's
I mean, it's basically the coolest thing. Like, we should just stop drawing dicks and draw this. If I could live without breathing, oh, why would I be the happiest dick snake in the planet?
The species is the largest of the few known lungless tetrapods.
wow.
And the only known lungless Sicilian.
Wow.
I'm looking for the word I forgot.
Do you think it just has trouble existing because of all of our oxygen? Just jamming
Holotype.
up its
Holotype
organs?
is the name.
Wow.
Because to name something a species,
Mhm.
you have to have 3 of them. One as just a display piece in a museum as the
Okay.
holotype. One that you dissect and fucking,
Catalog.
and then one living ones.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because one could be some kind of weird, mutated, deformed thing.
Yep.
Interesting.
There's a. That's how I found out between the difference between a fish and fishes.
Interesting.
Like a school of fish, a plural for that would be fish.
Yeah.
But if it's a school of or a group of different species of
Yeah.
fish, like tuna, salmon, they're all together, then that would be a group of fishes.
Yeah. Like peoples.
Yeah. Let's get to today's featured creature.
What creature are we featuring?
Colossal Claude.
Yeah.
Is this another lobster?
He's also called Marvin.
Nice.
It's not a lobster. Or globster.
Okay. All right. I'm interested. I mean, I would have been interested regardless.
Yeah, I still think we have to do just Globster Fest.
Yeah.
But we have to. We have to. Because I am interested in all of those.
All right. So, its habitat is around the mouth of the Columbia River in Oregon.
Okay.
Oregon. It is 15 to 40 feet long. I love these huge size disparities.
And
4.3 inches or 63 inches.
Just being honest, they were drunk when they saw him.
somewhere in this area of huge.
It has a round, tan body, a snake-like or horse-like head, because those are the same. It's a long neck and a long tail. It's known for raiding fishing lines.
Okay.
All right, I'll get to the sightings, because there's not a lot of information on this, because there's been 2 sightings.
But enough to give it a name.
2 names.
Yeah, that's true.
1934. L.A. Larson, mate of the Columbia River lightship, saw a 40-foot animal at the mouth of the river. Crew members studied it for some time with binoculars. That's the first sighting.
All right, so they saw like something.
A big ol' something.
Something colossal.
Between 15 and 45 feet?
I think this one would be the 40-foot. This is a 40-foot sighting.
Okay.
Man, we're almost already done with the Colossal Claude.
Yep. Well, like, oh my God, he's colossal, and then he's kind of looked at him with a knowing smile. I was like, oh, it's like my cousin Claude. And
That's
how
how
that
wink.
happened. Yep.
That's how they named it.
All right, sighting.
But Claude had kind of a horse face, So that's where that.
But
one
also it
comes
was referred
from.
to as a snake.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's a strange figure.
I'm just trying to think what it could be.
1963. So about 29 years later. The Shell Oil Company, during an oil search off the Oregon coast, recorded a videotape that shows a 15-foot animal with barnacled ridges swimming in about 180 feet of water.
Wait, what? Can we see this video?
The video has been lost.
Yeah, I tried finding
Oh
it.
my god! What?
Yeah.
But this is a great. It's just
Oh
like
my God.
the whale researchers. This is a great excuse for Shell. It's like, oh, we got to do some more offshore drilling to find Colossal Marvin. Or would he be like Magnanimous Marvin?
I like that.
Yeah.
Monstrous Marvin,
Monstrous.
the Colossal Claude.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And now we're at the theories, because this is a very short monster.
Okay, is one of these theories errant giraffe?
No.
Because that's what I'm thinking.
One theory is inland whale.
Okay, maybe, but like horse face? I don't.
Yeah. And then the other is plesiosaur.
Well, I mean, because you got to jump right to.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to believe as much as anybody else in the tan, fleshy plesiosaur.
I want to believe in a plesiosaur that, like most dinosaurs, is covered in feathers. But it's like penguin feathers.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they're just like shoots. Just really fine.
And there's no pop culture for Colossal Claude.
None? It wasn't
No.
even in Secret Saturdays?
Not that I could find.
Didn't I thought we encountered? No, we encountered. It was Morgar. That was the other thing. That
Yeah.
we encountered.
Which keeps losing votes.
Yeah,
Does not get voted for.
it's a shame.
Because I want to talk about Tony Doc Shields.
Nobody's
So-
interested in ritual with 3 naked witches to try to
That
summon
are his
Morgar.
daughters.
According to some legends, yeah.
I want to talk to this living human man so bad.
Like he's still alive.
And he does not have a social media presence at all.
He's gonna be
He doesn't
terrible.
need-
You're gonna meet him and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I left that life a long time ago."
No way. No.
Saw that-
He's gonna be like all burned out, and he's like, "I thought this was the way I was gonna make my living.
And it was.
You thought I was in this for the arts." It's gonna be. It's just.
I thought you were in it for the surreal alchemy.
You just never meet your heroes, as they say.
No, it's
Just
always
'cause
worked for me. That's why I believe in this.
I don't really have any heroes. Well, none that are alive anymore. Anyway,
Yeah, that's it for.
that's it. That's the whole story.
That's
The
literally
poor
it for
guy.
Colossal Claude.
So have you ever heard colossal used for a marine type animal?
A manimal.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ningen you could call colossal.
Well, there is the actual colossal
never-
squid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess
Makes
I
a
just-
giant squid look like a little bitch.
Yeah, but see, hold on, right? Because it's the difference between like T-Rex and Spinosaurus, where like Spinosaurus is like bigger. So, I should say actually, it's the difference between like the green anaconda and like the reticulated python, where like reticulated python is longer for sure, but anaconda is like fatter, and
Yeah.
so like overall,
It's the
bigger.
biggest snake because it's the heaviest, and the other's
Exactly.
the longest snake.
Precisely. So I mean,
But which is the
Colossal
most
squid-
colossal?
well, that's the thing though. Giant
The
squid-
Manaconda, the
Oh yeah.
penis snake.
Well, I mean, like pound for pound. It's-
So why? I still don't know why they haven't called it the trouser snake.
Yeah, well, see, I thought you were going to say its habitat was pants.
Pants.
Exactly.
Nope, it's a real thing.
I mean, shoot. I also thought at first you were talking about Candiru, and I was like, whoa.
The deadly
That
kangaroo.
thing
Now it's a
does
very
have-
small catfish.
Yep. I've never heard of it being deadly.
It's not. The only time it's referred
Just
to as
really
the deadly Candiru is in Venture Brothers, in the
Yeah.
testicular torsion episode.
Oh, wow, yeah.
A monarch refers to it as the deadly Candiru.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Do you hear that?
I know. What is that? What does that sound?
Kelly Mabimbag.
Oh, my God. It's time.
We have another message from Bilip.
Oh boy.
I hope this isn't the I need to go, my planet needs me message.
No.
It's this one's pretty long.
Oh my
Alright.
gosh, this is gonna be the saga. You know, well, it's a good thing Colossal
Does,
Claude had almost nothing.
Anyone else want to read it?
No.
Does it involve lots of swearing?
No.
I'll read it.
All right.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
And no
This is-
swearing either. That's impressive.
This is a long one. That means he pre-read.
I did pre-read it.
Okay, all right. Let's see if I can do this. I haven't read aloud in a long time. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Alan, Alex, and Garrett. Greetings, 'tis Bilip. I'm now writing to tell the tale of my journeys from Washington north into the frozen lands. With a new warm jacket in hand, I begin my trek. The first few days were slow going, but I eventually made myself some skis to help move over land to a better place. I thought it said 6. I was like, whoa. All right. I was planning to make my shelter for the day under its boughs, and catch myself some more fish. I heard a flapping of wings and cracking sounds as of a tree shattering. I was so startled that I fell into the river, and as I rose out of the water, I looked to the sky and saw a swift-moving copper-colored bird flying in a zigzag pattern that was probably twice the size of the condors I've heard you mention. With each beat of its wings, there was a crashing sound, and its entire body would shoot forward at a sharp angle. I was only able to observe it for a few seconds. With 2 beats of its wings, it had dashed probably 50 yards, and with a single swipe, took a large crow out of the air. Large crow out of the air. After its catch, it made a third crash with its wings, and disappeared into the trees. That was the only glimpse I had of it. I remained in my chosen shelter for 2 days to keep warm and collect food, while waiting for my jacket to dry. In that time, I heard the bird one more time, but was unable to see it through the tree line. The remainder of my journey was filled with captivating beauty, but nothing that would be of direct interest to the listeners of this podcast. I saw snow-capped mountains, forests of evergreens, frozen rivers, and slabs of ice that must have been hundreds of tons slide across the landscape into the ocean. There were tracts of tundra that spanned as far as the eye could see and would appear endless without the dark blue backdrop of mountains along the distant horizon. I've seen bald eagles catch salmon from open streams, and the clouds of frozen breath from a bull elk, as he called to his herd. Through all these beautiful lands, I traveled until I reached the far-flowing north slope of Alaska. As I sat on the banks of the Lake Teshikpuk, pondering where I could find my elusive quarry, Kushtaka, I was approached by an old man with long black braids. In my journeys, my senses had grown very keen, but somehow Inuksuk was still able to sneak up on me. He grew up here and had traveled all across the Inuit lands, but had recently returned here, heeding the call of his totem animal, the frog. It had told him that at his home was a kindred who needed his aid. Inuksuk had spent his many years searching the lands of his people for their many stories, and in each village he would tell the stories to his people so that each tribe could be united in spirit. He told me that he already knew I was here to find the Kushtaka, and that indeed this was the place. I was told that the frog spirit could not tell him exactly where the Kushtaka were, but if I was determined to hunt for them, this was the place. We ate, and he told me the legends of his people being lured from their kayaks to dive into the water and join the otter people. For generations they had lived here in this very lake, but recently the white man has begun to explore this lake and made plans to drill for oil here. So far the drilling has not begun, but the Kushtaka must have felt it was too public a place to remain, and left for safer waters. It was a full moon and we slept. I dreamt of myself relaxing on a river, leisurely drifting in a raft like we used back home on the Ohio. I was enjoying a warm summer breeze, and the wind spoke to me with the words of old Inuksuk. I awoke, and it was still the middle of the night. I saw the silvery gleam of a sealskin coat disappear into the shadows. I remembered his words in my dream. The wind had said, "Follow it to the silver river, but do not seek breath where the winds smell of death." I heard the movement of water and turned over to see the lake. There was a large man with the face of an otter and a coat of the silkiest fur rising from his waist above the waterline. He had arms He had arms that descended almost to his knees and ended with wide paws and claws that seemed to be at least 6 inches long. His fangs were sharp and peeked ever so slightly over his lower lips. He held a paw to his mouth and beckoned me to follow before descending beneath the water. I dove in after him and was shocked by the cold. It was strange to me that the water could not be frozen like all of the other rivers and lakes I had seen for hundreds of miles south of here. Why had I not asked Nixuck about this? Just as I thought of this, I realized that I was no longer as cold as I had been when I first dove in. The water seemed cool and crisp, but like the waters of an early spring. Each time I rose for air, he was waiting for me but dove before I could question him. He was a fast swimmer, but not as fast as I was. With each dive, I could get closer and closer to catching up with him. After turning down riverway, I rose for air. Immediately my nostrils were filled with the odor of rotting meat. I panicked and saw that my Kushtaka guide was nowhere to be found. My adrenaline began to pulse through my heart, and I prepared to search for signs of him, when the winds brought the words of Inuksuck back to my memory. I must flee from this place. I breathed as deeply as I could, and nearly choked on the stifling stench as I dove into the waters. I kicked and pulled with my arms as far as my panic could push me. When I finally arose, I looked back down the river. Under the light of the moon, it was like swimming through mercury. The river looked silver and shined with an unearthly glow. I heard a howl, and in the distance saw the sharp shape of an antlered head floating above the river. I turned wildly in circles, and with a final flourish dashed into the sky and disappeared into the clouds. Its body was shaggy and coated with fur that was as white as snow except for the dark stumps over the feet that I could not see. I continued swimming down the river for a distance that seemed impossible. I saw no sign of dawn and felt afraid that I had truly lost the trail of my guide. I swam and swam and swam until the whole world seemed to be as silver as the full moon in the night sky. Then all of a sudden, I arose, and instead of the usual skyline to greet me, I was in a dark cavern. The walls of the cavern were granite, and the moonlight reflecting through the water caused the walls to sparkle even in the dim light. I could not see how far the cavern extended further ahead of me, but there were banks of pebbles along both sides. In the lounging on the pebbles there were several Inuit people. I saw the Kushtaka who guided me down the river standing on the left, and while I swam towards him, watched as he transformed. Unlike the rest of the people around us, he was no Inuit. He was a broad-shouldered man of pale complexion with wavy blonde hair and a closely cut strawberry blonde beard. He grabbed a baggy, ivory-colored shirt off the banks and a pair of dark olive trousers to don. His name is Dennis Murphy, and following is his story. Oh my god, so much story.
This is why he leveled up.
In what seems like another life, he was an Irish sailor. He grew up in Donegal, but left it at a very young age, and has few memories of it. In fact, it probably shares almost no resemblance now to the town of his childhood. He was born in 1864, and at the age of 14, set sail as an ordinary seaman. In the year 1890, he was working as a cook aboard a newly built vessel named Constance. They were sailing on the northern coast of Alaska, exploring places to build new ports for shipping gold out, with less overland travel. They were caught in a storm, and after an eventful night, Dennis found himself on a makeshift raft with 2 other sailors clinging for life. In the next couple of hours, the freezing waters had claimed the lives of the other 2. Dennis himself was ready to give up hope and succumb to hypothermia. Keeping moving had already failed anyway, and he was sure that most of his limbs would be lost. He heard the voices of angels singing to him in what must be God's unknown tongue. He slipped into the water ready to meet his Maker. As the water embraced him and he felt the cold become as warm to his numb body, he slipped into unconsciousness as the angels embraced him. He later awoke in this cavern, feeling sick to his stomach. There were giant otters all around him, and the bodies of his dead crew. It was here that he broke off. He does not like to discuss the nature of the next few days. The transformations are difficult at first, and growing accustomed to the idea of eating human flesh was quite difficult for a good Irish Catholic boy like he had been. It was made even worse being in the bodies of his former crew. He has spent the many decades since living here in this cavern with the Kushtaka brethren. They used to spend long periods out on the lake and would live among their former tribes. Many of their meals would be the elderly, and infirm who were ready and willing to meet their ancestors. As the white men came, they retreated more and more to these secret caverns that can only be found by those who already know where they are or are led by the moon spirit herself. They now are forced to hunt the sailors of lost vessels or fishermen who explore too far alone. As I departed their cavern, they sang to me in their own language. It was a beautiful and haunting melody that I wish I could understand. Yet I know that it was the sad tale of a dwindling tribe who have chosen to allow themselves to walk into the twilight rather than become monsters in the New World. Bilip, Level 4 Field Correspondent, Featured Creatures.
Yep. Dropping my phone, you piece of shit.
I threw the phone. It was an aggressive act. Now I don't know how to get it back. Is it?
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa. Oh, wow. That is an elaborate phone case.
Not that elaborate.
It's not. I'm overhyping it. I hope that was acceptable. Not too monotone.
No, that was good.
Okay.
I was watching your levels the whole time.
Wow. Good pace, I hope, because I tend to be a fast reader.
No, perfect.
You've leveled up too.
Wow, okay.
Wendigo.
You're just like a Wendigo. It's just there like, bye.
I love that.
I like that it wasn't weird upside down body Wendigo.
You keep... That is Skinwalker that you...
You're right. You're right.
Don't get your horrifying native monsters confused.
But even then, I've only until recently have I seen stupid upside down body Skinwalker as well.
We'll have to do a Skinwalker eventually.
We will.
Eventually.
Next week? Why not?
No. You know this is planned ahead of time.
Right now. A surprise Skinwalker episode.
All right.
That's how it happens.
There's a horrible movie called Skinwalkers that's about a family of werewolves. Skinwalkers aren't werewolves.
I mean, we're all skinwalkers.
I mean, okay.
This is the PSA I'm putting out. Skinwalkers are not werewolves.
They're not a
werewolves are not
werewolf.
skinwalkers.
They're not a werewolf.
They are not a lycanthrope.
Okay, they're literally not that. I agree.
Okay.
They're functionally very similar. That's all I'm saying.
Plugamendations.
Definitely the movie Skinwalkers.
That's a terrible movie.
I'm kidding. I've never seen
it's
it.
Too bad.
I've never seen it. I'm not. Guitar Center, Skinwalkers, and this one's for Alan. Birth by Sleep.
Oh boy.
We'll just throw it at everybody. There you go.
All right, we lost them
Some
all.
hot
Why do
takes.
you have to give out our dark secrets that I love Birth by Sleep and Alan hates Birth by
I
Sleep?
gotta
But
But Alan loves
video
Final
games.
Fantasy VIII and I hate Final Fantasy VIII.
See, I'm on the edge.
How have
I'm
we
on
been
the
friends for
fence.
like 15 years?
Because we don't discuss these horrible things.
I think maybe it's because you're both actual humans.
I think it's because we both accept things that we both like and dislike and don't hate each other for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You realize they're just trivial video games.
And Aquatine.
Yeah, Aquatine
Is the base that this friendship
is
was
what
built
it's all
on.
about.
Well, that's the universal. I mean, people said it would be soccer. They said that's what would bring the world together
No, it's
for a long
Aquatine
time.
number
But it's
four.
No, I'm
definitely
allergic to
Aqua.
grass, but not allergic to Aquatine.
There you go. Who's allergic to cartoons? No one.
Nerds.
Nope.
I'm sorry. Not nerds?
Bros.
No.
That's the opposite of a
No,
nerd, right?
because that's kind of what Adult Swim's target demographic is.
Yeah, but ironically, it's hard to. I mean, the whole time they're laughing because they're like, these bros watch a show and then realize we're making fun of them the whole time.
Back in my day, before Adult Swim, we had Toonami Midnight Run.
Back in my day, before Toonami,
It
We
was
just didn't
hosted by
have
Multi.
we just didn't have that kind of thing. They just showed cartoons. Yes, indeed.
I remember when Tom's ship, the Absolution, was being attacked, and there was a game you could play on Toonami.com
Wow.
where it chose the fate of the Absolution and Tom.
Oh man, I had a conversation.
I'm plugging Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's your plug.
Yeah, I've been watching it lately because I had
That's specifically the English dub. You gotta.
Oh, no.
Specifically.
definitely because
Specifically, the English
Yusuke
dub.
he says bitch more than fucking Jesse in fucking Breaking Bad.
That's pretty funny.
Both referring to Genkai, his elderly master, who those two together have the best master-pupil relationship. And when talking about a child playing a video game, he's like, how long is this bitch gonna take? And then Kurama has to kill the child.
Spoilers.
Yeah, the psychic arc it's not the best arc.
I see. There's only 3 arcs in the series, though, right?
Oh, no.
Oh wow. All right.
There's him being dead,
Uh huh.
him meeting Kurama and Hiei and fighting them.
Okay.
Them going to the Demon World to fight Byakko.
Okay.
Then them going to Toguro, or to the mansion to fight Toguro and save Yukina.
Mm.
Then, oh fuck, I missed the training at Genkai's, so that's already at 5.
Wow.
Then Dark Tournament, then the Psychic Arc, then the Demon World Tournament.
I see. Okay, so there's only like 3 tournament arcs then.
There's only 2 tournament arcs.
Wow. Okay. Wow, they got Dragon Ball Z beat there.
Well, Z has like 2 tournaments.
I guess that's true.
They
Actually.
have World Martial Arts Tournament
Yeah,
with
and the
the
Cell
Naboo Saga,
games.
and then the post, like the epilogue, where little tiny Pan fights and they find Oob.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, who else has a thing?
You gonna plug
Oh,
3
like an
more
actual
Hobo
plug?
things again?
Oh man, I gotta like actually plug something.
No, you can stick with yours.
No, actually, what I will plug is Resident Evil 2 remake because that came out recently. Well, as of recording, I don't
And you've
know
been doing some
how far
streams.
away.
Have
I've
you
been streaming it?
saved any of those streams to YouTube?
No, I haven't actually.
You should start doing that.
I might. I mean, they're all just kind of. I'm just kind of doing it to appease my friend group right now. When I get my camera, though, I'm gonna double down and actually start throwing some production value at my streams. But yeah,
There
what?
you go.
What?
You were leaning away from
Oh,
your
that's
mic
true.
and your
I'm
levels
too-
were going.
Because it's hard to see you through your mic.
And it's hard to see anything through
I'm
my
used-
mic.
You're like invisible over there.
Or we're just
And I like
disembodied
making eye
voices.
contact when I have a conversation.
I know, right? I'm just gonna have to talk to Alan because I can actually see Alan because his mic's not giant and overcompensating over there.
My mic is way good. It got all 3 of us for like 30-something episodes.
That's true. That's true. It's the workhorse. It did the work.
Cool, Alan.
I'm gonna plug stereo panning. No, also aside from the wonders of mono and stereo, and pretending this is stereo, great artist Jeffrey Valance is having the 40th anniversary of Blinky the Friendly Hen now at CSUN. If you're anywhere near there, you have to see that.
Nice.
But boy, is it something else. It happened. Also, just go visit Blinky the Friendly Hen's grave. Any day of the week at LA Pet Cemetery. I think it's Pet Memorial Park. Oh, well. They don't get the plug. Jeffrey
Don't
gets
want to
the
go
plug.
that way. Sometimes dead is better. I think that's it.
I think that is it.
All right. Goodbye. Oh, shit. No, we have lots of stuff to say. I keep it's
Goodbye.
always the first episode of a recording
Goodbye.
session that I forget that we have to say,
Send us your emails.
yeah, our email address is featuredcreaturepod@gmail.com. You can send us stories like bilip, or just fun encounters you've had, or questions. We'll answer questions. We'll fucking answer any question. Doesn't have to be about monsters. Come on.
Oh yeah, that would be hilarious.
We have great life advice, as you can tell.
Treat our email inbox as an AMA.
Oh my god.
And then you can also just do whatever on our Twitter at Feacre, or FEACRE.
Yeah.
And remember, all you need to do to be
Patreon.
all you need to do to be a cryptozoologist is give us money on our Patreon.
Yes.
Oh, are we doing that? We're
No.
offering the cryptozoology degree now? Nice.
I mean,
Yes.
I could change one of the tiers to cryptozoologist.
Oh my gosh, you should.
So far, it's thanks
And
for
we'll
the tip and
we'll send out
cryptid.
diplomas to people.
Well, shit, that's a good idea.
Send out fake diploma.
I might change the $5 one and add fake diplomas
Nice.
in addition to stickers.
Excellent.
Keep your eye on that then.
Yep, if you want to be a bona fide,
Fake.
cryptozoologist.
If you want to be an actual cryptozoologist, because there are no degrees,
Yep.
there's no classes, you just have to say you're a cryptozoologist, which is the best thing ever.
But you have to mean it.
Yeah. You have
Well,
to.
you have to genuinely, like they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So if you're really, actually not being a bobo on this kind of thing, then, there
But
you go.
he
That's all
can
that
jump
matters.
over those 2 rocks.
He did jump over 2 rocks.
All you need to be a cryptozoologist is to say you're a cryptozoologist.
And a diploma from us.
That'll be an official fee-free licensed field agent.
Oh, okay.
Not as good as Billup, who's our field correspondent, but almost there.
Level 4.
He keeps leveling up. He deserves it. Okay, I already said the things.
upside down Wendigo body sound.